Dear sisters and brothers, very good evening. Welcome back to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day. Today is the day 394, and we are continuing our profound exploration of the theme of Sharanagati for this week. Yesterday, we discussed that Sharanagati isn't about weakness or giving up, but rather a graceful unfolding of trust, a wise decision to allow ourselves to be carried by the divine. We discussed that it is the love and of the soul flowing towards its beloved, a sacred fusion of humility and trust where the ego gently steps aside. Today, let's delve a little deeper into what this lived experience of surrender truly entails. Often, when we think of surrender, our minds might jump to ideas of defeat or loss of control. But in heartfulness, Sharanagati is profoundly different. Imagine a boat on a vast ocean. The boatman, no matter how skilled, cannot force the currents of command the winds. Instead, he learns to work with them. He adjusts his sails, steers his rudder, and trusts in the ocean's vastness to carry him. This is a beautiful parallel to our inner journey. We don't try to control the cosmic currents, we learn to flow with them. Babuji Maharaj often emphasized the simplicity of the state. He said, "We have to do nothing, let him do everything." This is not an excuse for inaction, rather, it is an invitation to right action born from inner alignment. When we surrender, we are not passive, we become active conduits for the divine will. Our efforts become effortless because they are no longer driven by personal agenda but by a deeper guiding intelligence. In heartfulness practice, our heart becomes the very seat of this surrender. When we meditate, we are already in a subtle way practicing Sharanagati. We let go of our thoughts, worries, and distractions. We turn our attention inward, gently trusting that the transmission will work, that the Master is guiding us, and that our inner being knows the way. This daily practice of centering ourselves, of opening our heart to Master's transmission, is a constant act of surrender. It is saying, I trust this process, I trust this connection, I allow myself to be transformed. This isn't a grand dramatic event. It is a series of small, consistent acts of letting go. Consider what Daji often reminds us. The purpose of a practice is not to achieve something, but to become something. This becoming happens most fluidly when we release our grip on what we think we should be, instead, surrender to the unfolding of our true nature. Dear sisters and brothers, moving ahead in the session today, and we encourage you to share the gift of these master classes and BHED sessions with your friends and family, as it is a great way to explore inner well being together. And we will now read Into the Great Unknown article by Revered Daji. And as we engage with these words, let us do so with an open heart, allowing their wisdom to resonate within us. The purpose of surrender. When we look at the idea of surrender from a worldly perspective, it can be quite distasteful because it means to submit to an authority or to give in, often with a sense of being forced to do so. The ego generally doesn't respond well to that. We see this even in the best of relationships. When we are asked to give in to the wishes of the other person, Who does this easily and willingly and cheerfully? People who have fallen madly in love. They are very capable of surrender. They will do anything for the happiness of the other person. Gently, it doesn't last. However, as the ego eventually starts to make itself heard and the lover becomes aware of their own wishes, most of us have to learn how to let go and give in, which is why family life is such a wonderful training ground for spirituality. It is through our relationships that we learn to accept and submit to the other. Most of us have to learn how to let go and give it, which is why family life is such a wonderful training ground for spirituality. It is through our relationships that we learn to accept and submit to the other. From the spiritual viewpoint, surrender has a very positive significance, just as it does when we are madly in love. Love is a powerful flame. When love is there, surrender does not require any force or coercion. It is something that happens to us. It is not a thought or an action in itself. Surrender in this context is not a verb as it is in the English language. I cannot surrender. It happens to us without our active participation and knowledge. In fact, if a person thinks they have surrendered, it is a sure sign they haven't. I repeat, in fact, if a person thinks they have surrendered, it is a sure sign they haven't. This beautiful state of acceptance, of being held, protected, and supported is known as Sharanagati in yoga. With it comes a carefree willingness to hand over the reins to that infinite, something that is bigger than all of us. We belong to the whole and we acknowledge that we are a small part of it. We choose to cooperate and go with the flow rather than seeing ourselves as separate or needing to control and dictate terms. Sharanagati is positive. It means to willingly search out those things that are favorable for our evolution, to feel God in our hearts. Utmost faith is the foundation, and all our actions are done in the spirit of service to the greater good. We naturally feel insignificant. There is no need for false humility. We approach life with an attitude of continuous improvement and we experience the sacred in all existence. It is liberating. When we offer all the fruits of our work to God, we are at peace. We take neither credit nor blame unto ourselves because both credit and blame are surrendered to God. Dear sisters and brothers, we'll take a pause from the reading. Let these profound words sink deeply into your hearts, nourishing your understanding of surrender. And as it is time, we are going to prepare ourselves to offer the universal prayer together. Let us join our hearts and offer the universal prayer, infusing it with the spirit of deep surrender. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion. And real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है। May this prayer awakens love and peace in the hearts of all. And as you get ready for the close of the day and offer your bedtime prayer and do the reflections of the day, have this gentle affirmation of trust. I release, I trust, I am held by the Master's love. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for your presence in this evening session today and for walking this path of surrender together. This journey of Sharanagati is one of the profound peace and inner transformation for each one of us. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for our morning session, which is at 6 a.m., as we continue to explore the depths of this beautiful theme of Sharanagati. Until then, dear sisters and brothers, sleep in trust and wake up in Master's grace. Wishing you all a very good night, and may your heart remain open and receptive to the unfolding grace of surrender. Thank you.